Okay, folks, we're working with Dallas here with his obedience. He's in a 5-week basic obedience course, and the feeding etiquette is also included in that. He must learn his basic obedience not only by verbal commands but also with hand commands. And as you can see, he's staring at me right now, waiting for me to give him a command. He's been here about 3 weeks. He's starting to pick up on what he should be doing. All right, and so we're going to go ahead and we purposely did a late feeding today, his mid feeding. We're about an hour and a half late for his mid feeding, and I'm doing this on purpose to see if he'll listen to me. Hey, pay attention. See if he'll listen to me as I give him his commands. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to give him a command to stay with my hands, then a command to come around on my left side. If you guys remember, he was sitting behind me. Now he's starting to sit where I need him to sit on the left side. So it just takes a lot of patience and time with dogs like Dallas, but he's starting to come along. So we'll go ahead and get started. Hey, pay attention. I'm going to go ahead and give him a sign to come up. Up, bounce, up, sit. So it's come, sit, down, around, up. These are the signs that he needs to know. He needs to know those by just by sign language as well. So I'm going to walk over here now. Alright. He is staring at me intensively, like he's really staring. Hey, pay attention. No, that. One of the issues we have with him is his attention span, the ability to pay attention. Notice how he's sitting right next to me. This is what we want. But it took me 3 or 4 times to get him to come. And he does know this command. And so, like I said, it takes time and patience with the older dogs that are kind of set in their way and it's used to doing what they want. He actually knows this command, by the way. So we just did come, around, sit, down, and up. Now we're going to do it in a different position. He must do these commands before he's able to eat. If he doesn't do the commands, then we'll wait for the next feeding time to do it. Hey, bad dog. Bad. That was the command to sit. Command to stay. Now I'll pour his food. And now we'll be leaving the room and having him sit here, and we'll see if he's patient enough to wait for me to come back or if he's just going to start eating without me. He should stay and wait for my commands. As a matter of fact, he should stay and be looking for me. When I go that way, his head should also go that way. That's what we really want. We want the dogs focusing on the handler. That's what's really important. And since we're talking about this thing about handling, you know, the dogs are trained and they actually know the material. But it really doesn't work if the handler does not work the dog. The dog must be worked. If he's not being worked, he's not going to listen to you. And that's just how it is. Okay? He listens to me, finally, because I'm constantly working him. And that's what any dog in any type of training. Military dogs, law enforcement dogs, these dogs are constantly being worked. They just don't go home after their training and say, well, they know what to do, so we don't have to work them. No, they'll fall back into their old ways if they're not being worked. And the dog will not take you serious if you're not working your dog, your animal, right? Okay, so we're going to give him a command. Moving. The other thing I'd like for the owners to do, or any future clients to do when they get their animals, is not just to work them during feeding time, because he's actually learning these exercises because we're doing it with feeding etiquette, but in everyday situations, when you want your dog to come to you, don't call them, give them the command to come. You know, if you see him just kind of laying around, don't tell him to get up by giving him the command up, even though he knows it verbally. Give him the hand commands for that. Hey, pay attention. You see, every time he doesn't look at me, I remind him to look at me. So just in everyday situations, you know, like I said, you see him laying around, give him a sign to come. Like, for example, he's so hey. He's so, and you notice the change in my voice? That's very important. If I went, hi, no, he's not going to listen to that. So, but like even now, he's more focused on the food. I want him on me, so. Bad dog. Good boy. Good boy, Dallas. Good boy. Trying to find one for you here. There you go. Good boy. Yeah, Dallas. You're a good boy. Yes, boy. Sit. All right. That's that, and over and out.